So that's where the types of civilization come into play. So there is the Kardashev scale, which is a very famous concept. Rajveer, I think you've heard about it,
Yeah, I
obviously.
love the concept.
So the Kardashev scale is basically there are multiple types of civilization to answer what you said. So we are a zero point 0.7 civilization. It's basically a scale where it's a type 1 civilization. That basically means that you have completely conquered the planet that you live in.
Okay.
You're
Then
making full use of all the energy on the planet.
exactly.
Okay.
Then type 2 civilization, as he said, is you have conquered the solar system that you are part of. So you have conquered the sun and you have conquered all the planets. Let's say
All the resources.
if our solar system, then we have conquered Mars, Mercury,
Hmm.
Venus, Neptune, everything. So
Hmm.
that's a type 2.
Okay.
And then type 3 civilization, Rajveer.
You have captured basically your universe.
Damn.
If there's a multiverse, you're utilizing all the resources of your universe. And the concept, arts, and stuff that we see, paintings and all of our artistic illustrations are crazy on that level because it's basically humans making use of every fucking galaxy there exists in the observable universe and the unobservable universe, every star system, every small little explosion, every big explosion, every small thing, every black hole to travel, to the commute, everything, and all the knowledge. And that's just their universe.
Nice.
That's type 3.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's how it kind of works. So it's basically like on the basis of the energy that you can control,
Hmm.
the Kardashev scale divides you in civilization. So we are a 0.7 just as of
We are
now.
not even one yet.
We are not even one because if you take into account the tsunamis, if there's a tsunami right now, we are all running. We have no ability to control the tsunami for our in our favor. So that's why we are still not a one civilization. But as you said, if the aliens are more inferior to us, if they are a 0.3 or a 0.2, then they don't have the technology to visit us.
Hmm.
And that means that if we are also looking into space, so if we are sending signals out there, they have
They
no way
can't.
of communicating back.
Yeah.
So that is perfectly fine. And another way to kind of answer this is the great filter.
The great filter.
The
Oh,
great filter, guys.
Can you explain what the great filter is?
Rajveer, would you like to?
yeah. So basically, there's a so for you, for a civilization to reach another level, you have to pass basically some tests. So basically, you might have seen that meteorites coming in, asteroids coming in, and basically life could get destroyed. Maybe that's how. Suppose we reach 0.9 or 0.99 to get to point or to 1 and more. We have to survive that.
Okay.
And maybe there's a great filter beyond which no civilization is able to. So if they are at maybe even 1.5 or getting to 2 in some other distant galaxy, after a point they are not able to because no other civilization is just capable of surviving those things. And they have to evolve more, learn more, grow more.
So basically, the great filter is kind of very close to the concept of aliens. The reason why there are no aliens out there is because there is something out there in the universe that is preventing us to exist beyond a certain space in life. Like, for example, a type 1 civilization has controlled everything on the planet. But after that, when we move beyond the planet, maybe when we are trying to colonize Mars, there reaches a stage in evolution where we somehow fuck it all up and the entire planet maybe blows up or whatever. Our civilization ceases to exist. So there is a great filter that has not been crossed, which is why there doesn't exist life everywhere. Now, there can be three solutions to the great filter. The three possible explanations as to why there are no aliens. Firstly, the great filter could be before us, which is like we have crossed it basically.
Hmm.
So like it could mean from a single cell being to a multi-cell being. There
Hmm.
is a great filter in the middle. So most single-celled organisms in the universe
Cannot.
are not able to cross
Hmm.
that and become multicellular, which we have. And we are one of the only ones which have been able to do that, which is why it's so rare for you to find an intelligent being out there. The second solution could be the great filter is the first step, which is for life to even exist in the
We
first
haven't
place.
crossed it yet.
And we are the first ones, basically.
Hmm.
So we are the first ever civilization to be alive. That's the great filter that's crossed. And the most exciting great filter that exists out there, which is probably the one that is real, is the great filter is ahead of us, which is we are going to come to it.
Hmm.
There reaches a stage in evolution, be it AI, be it whatever, nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, that when we cross that, we basically blow ourselves up and we kill ourselves. And then that's how we eventually do not cross.
It can even be the speed of light because we don't know what happens when we reach it
Yeah.
or what happens when we cross it. We know how time would work, how things would work, but we would get fucking destroyed if we cross that. That could itself be the great filter.
So basically, achieving speed of light when we're trying to do interstellar travel could be
Oh,
this
yeah.
could be the great filter. And when I believe obviously that's going to be a next step in our evolution. And when humans probably try to do that, we could cease to exist. Maybe even a creation of a wormhole or a black hole.
Exactly.
You think that's but because like you guys are you guys being too optimistic about this? Because because Einstein, if you remember, he said
Huh.
nothing can cross the speed of light and stuff.
Hmm.
So do you guys believe truly that a wormhole can exist in the future?
Einstein was just like 100 years ago, right?
It was 50 or 60, yeah, but yeah.
And for so many centuries of human existence, we believe that Earth was the center of the universe.
Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
point.
that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's a good
That's
point.
a lot of people still believe they are the center of the universe, including me and Apurva.
And God.
And
Okay. Then a different episode, guys. Episode number 4.
The God we are referring to is not the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, it's Rajveer.
Rajveer is God.
Right.
Continue. What were you saying, Rajveer?
What was I saying?
Speed of light.
About Einstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Einstein, he's a genius. I totally respect him, but he could be proven wrong at some point. And I think one of the physicists proved some of his theory wrong or something.
No, I think we have, I believe, crossed the speed of light already.
What?
Quantum, I believe we have. I think it's quantum tunneling or quantum spacing or something. Like we achieved a faster way of, we didn't travel physically, but there was quantum traveling,
I think if
basically.
everything would change if we cross the speed of light because
Maybe
I
I'm not,
think the experiment has been done, but it's how do we observe it? How do we quantify it? Is the thing.
because I've heard like if you cross the speed of light, because then the entire time travel thing opens up.
Yeah, like even if photons travel at a speed faster than light,
Yeah.
how do we perceive it? How do the machines we make perceive it? How do we record it perfectly so that we gather enough data to actually do it?
But are you guys actually like I'm genuinely asking like is it do you see it in the future wormholes and time travel itself? Yeah,
I think it surely exists in some part of the universe. We are just
it's just not there yet.
or not able to perceive it yet, or
Hmm.
I don't know. Time is working differently with us.
I think
Yeah.
that humans are eventually capable of anything. That's what I'd like to believe at least. Because even if not humans, our creation, AI, the
Yeah.
next future of evolution, could possibly figure out the solution to creating a wormhole. Even if we are not smart enough, I believe we have created a being that could be smarter than us and could figure out the solution.
They
So,
didn't bring us here. We
hmm,
brought ourselves.
Oh yeah, Interstellar. Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
But I believe that eventually space exploration and space travel. What do you think, Rajvi? Do you think space travel and space exploration is going to be a common phenomenon in the near future, or do you think we are very far off still?
I mean, it depends on what people think. And of course, there's very, very, very little amount going to space exploration at this point because of all the things that are changing the world. Elon Musk has a lot of power now, and he's trying his best
He's
to
doing
make.
good. Yeah, he's doing good with that. Yeah.
I won't say good or bad with all the things that he's doing right now because people perceive it differently, but he's definitely on the side of wanting to push space travel further, space exploration further. And I think we should all in some way kind of support at least space exploration, maybe not through Musk, do it through yourself or through the government or through some other tech billionaire who has a space company, Bezos. So yeah, I think it should be there. And of course, there are planned moon missions and Mars missions. We are going back to the moon, guys. It's fucking crazy because it's been more than 40 years since we have been to the moon.
I know. Yeah.
And it's these little steps that we need to take along with the scientists and physicists and mathematicians and chemists, biologists, all these crazy genius people who need to make sure that every calculation is on point for us to reach these small milestones, whether it's the moon, Mars, and then eventually the rest of the planets in the solar system, dwarf planets, asteroid belt. Have you guys seen this series, The Expanse?
No.
No.
So
I'm
there's this
interested.
series, The Expanse. I think you should definitely watch it. It's one of Jeff Bezos' favorite series shows. So it's about how I think it's set 400 years or something, 200 years in the future. It's when human civilization has gone to the moon. They have a moon base. They are on Earth, of course. They are on Mars, but what we don't take into account is how gravity would affect our bodies there and how humans would evolve there. So they are living out, there are some humans living in the asteroid belt on the planet Ceres. So gravity is not that high there. They have artificial gravity, and because of it, their bone density is less, and they are very stretched sort of beings. And you could see how weak they are and how clingy they are to get out to some other planet or some other mission or a space station. And I think that's how humans will evolve if we, because we can't just go into interstellar space all at once. We have sent this Voyager 1 into beyond our solar system, which is still very
We
fascinating.
just captured the photo, by the way, for
Yeah, the pale blue dot.
the pale blue dot, guys.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the probably the best photo ever clicked in ever.
Bro, it's too good. It was my wallpaper so many years.
That should be most people's wallpaper, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that might not even be
Know
aware
about
of it.
Yeah, I love Carl Sagan's speech there. He gave now that everything everyone exists on that tiny little
Yeah.
dot. And every person ever who has ever lived or will ever live, it's just there in that photograph. It's just a tiny, minuscule dot.
I believe there are there's also stuff like all your problems that have ever existed and all your problems that will ever exist will also be on that tiny pale blue
Yeah,
dot.
yeah.
And it's
Every saint, every sinner is there.
yeah. Oh fuck. I think that's one of the best like quotes that ever like exist, man. Like it's so good. But why do you think, Apurva? I'd like to know your thoughts. Why do you think the knowledge about space
Yeah.
and the curiosity for space and maybe wanting to know more is so less in our generation? Like, why do you think there are not more people that are excited about it the way the three of us are?